Hello, I'm Maria. Welcome to my channel, One of Nine. I'm not every mother's story, and that's why I'm really excited about this new feature, Real Life Mums. Because we're not on our own, and mum by mum, I want to see how you're doing it and living this Catholic life. Today, I'm going to be knocking on the door of a dear old friend of mine, Hermione. She is mum of 6.
But you basically don't have to knead it, so you just literally put it in the morning in a bowl, leave it for a few hours, and then just rip it out and shove it in without kneading, touching it. You just literally do that.
Is it sourdough?
No, just normal bread flour,
Mama.
bit of yeast,
Mama.
loads of water, quite a wet dough cake. Quite a wet.
Yeah. Put it down upstairs.
Of course, darling, just not in Mummy's room, okay?
Oh, Bella, you sweet pea. So, of course, Hermione, you're obviously planning to make a cake.
Yep, like yesterday. That's been there since yesterday.
We were meant to eat it the day before yesterday.
Well, it's going to be a Christmas
yeah, it was
cake.
going to be Sunday.
Well, look, you're really...
Like the first Sunday of Advent, but I did the tin yesterday evening, and then I was like, it's 10 o'clock, and I
Next
thought, do you
step.
know what? No, I've got to go to
You're
bed.
the beginning of December, you're doing well.
Oh, well, I've never made a Christmas cake before in my whole life, so
Yeah.
I don't know, like, I just feel glad that I've even tried for the first time ever. But yeah, no, we've got this little challenge actually going with our family, all of the Paul's siblings, so Catherine, David, and then us, we're all making the same recipe of cake, and then we're all going to cut it together on Christmas Day. Because of, like, you know, the whole Zoom thing. So that's really nice. We're going to feed it all month, so it's really nice and strong.
So has everybody else made theirs?
Yep. Well ahead of the game.
Pressure.
Yeah, I know. And like our Advent candle didn't get lit on Sunday. Like all the things that you're supposed to do on the first Sunday of Advent.
That's good you've got an Advent candle.
I told her about your experience with Audrey, with finding the name, just praying about it and be like, we'll just wait to discover it. I
Yeah.
love that.
Because it's like, it's not on you, is it then?
And the same with Pia, the same with Rafi. All of our kids have named like that. We just wait and sort of just... Actually, Pia's name came to me in the night, like really strongly in the night. Yeah, it was really crazy. I did love the name anyway, but then this one evening, we were talking about names and everything, and nothing was sitting right with me. Paul really loved names that I wasn't really into so much. Didn't feel like they were comfortable.
Yeah.
And then in the night, it just was really evident to me that she had to be called Pia. And so I just woke up with this realization, like that's got to be her name. And then, like, lo and behold, Paul came round.
How many weeks for you?
He wasn't in love
Paul
with the name.
discovered it too.
In the night.
This is how I found out Rupert's one, in the middle of the night. I woke up and I thought,
Really?
that's it, what's the name? If it's a girl, this, and if it's a boy, it's Rupert.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Oh.
Arabella, how is she today? She's
She's just a bit drunk on milk. She's had a big feed.
I know that's one of the tricky things, isn't it, when you have a newborn? Especially when I had Lani, the first. I'm wishing their life away. I can't wait for when they talk.
I know.
And they're gonna walk. Oh my goodness.
I know. And actually, no, just love it now. It's not going to last long. I keep saying to the kids, it won't last long. First baby, notoriously, you just lose your head a little bit. Because first of all, your situation is so suddenly different. Don't be afraid if you feel completely overwhelmed. It's fine. But, you know, yeah, subsequent children, what a blessing. Because you just love every stage. You know what's coming next. Patience with everything, because you just know it won't last long. It's fine. Even like walking around in the night when she's got a bit of wind or something, I just think, oh, it's fine.
Yeah, like I feel like I have a
Not
lot
gonna last
less
long.
time, but I enjoy the baby a lot more.
And you
Because-
look forward to the night feeds because it's a special time with them.
A few months. Like, what's a few months if you're working in, a company or something? Just flies by, doesn't it? Just a few months, and this little baby has got so much bigger. Getting the children in the team to help, because
Yeah, so like chores.
yeah, and that's something I think when people say, oh, you're having another baby, it's as if you're having another only child that you're going to do everything for. But actually you have got the others. And yes, in many ways there are more challenges, but also There are perks for the job.
Yeah, to be sure. I mean, this baby has arrived into our family like no other. The amount of helping hands I've got, you know, from morning till night. You know, I remember a friend of mine saying just before she was born, make sure you get the kids to hold the baby while you have a shower. And I thought, she'll just sleep. No, she won't. Not at the right time. And the kids are amazing. Just chipping in. And actually, it's still a fight who's held the baby the longest each day. So that's a beautiful thing. And also just like, be nice. Share her. She's all of yours.
She's not going anywhere.
Yeah, I know. Except unless you listen to Leo. Leo, don't put her back in your tummy, mummy. Don't worry, darling, I won't. Don't give her away, mummy. I won't, don't worry. Can we keep her? He kept asking, can we keep her at the beginning?
Oh, sweet boy.
So sweet, yes, darling, we can. Oh yeah, slow cooker. So 3 onions, 3 sticks of celery, 3 cloves of garlic. This is for all of us. It's quite a big portion.
Got it, yeah.
I can write down 2 cans of chopped tomatoes. Just loads of stock until you're happy with the consistency.
Yeah.
Just like as in, I put the stock cubes in straight into the stuff, and then I just add the water as much as I want.
Right.
And then what else have I put in? Oh, a sprinkling of cumin, sprinkling of paprika, celery salt. That's quite a good little thing to have.
What is that?
So basically, you can only really get it from Schwartz or one of those like slightly more herby companies. Yeah, a bit more specialist, exactly. But it's quite good because it adds a lot of flavouring, but it's really all just derived from celery. It's called celery salt. You can't miss it. Yeah. So that's really handy, and then you don't have to add any salt at all, or because the stock is enough and the celery salt is enough. It's quite good.
Is it?
Imagine having like a little bit of cream in it as well.
Delicious.
If you were in that, or coconut milk. A little bit of coconut milk.
And then what are the spices that you add on top? Paprika and...
Literally just cumin and paprika. It was so, and the creaminess is just blended sweet potato. 2 sweet potatoes.
It's delicious.
But not very big ones. So like, you know the Aldi bags that you get, they're all like small.
I want to bring you a bag for them.
Yeah, they're really handy.
You were
going to bring me a bag?
Yeah. Because I thought, if mine would do a sip, I'll just sort of replenish.
Oh, you're
rather than
so
even making
good.
it.
Don't worry about it. You didn't bring anything. You shouldn't bring anything.
Got to be up for a bit. Just... So Pia is 7 weeks. How has life been since she's come?
Here and there. Mostly fine. Amazing because, well, Paul's granted 3 weeks off with the half term included. So that was 2 weeks paternity for the first time. We've never normally had 2 weeks full. And then we had the half term straight after. So I actually did really take advantage of the rest. And I think that is definitely how I'm still alive now. So yeah, 3 weeks of Paul being around, which was just a gift. And just knowing what's coming next, like knowing that the light at the end of the tunnel, you know? So everything that comes up that's really difficult, you think, well, it's not going to be for long. It's
I
fine.
think that
Yeah.
it's short term.
She okay? Do you want to take her upstairs and show her the ropes?
Sure.
Do you want to take her upstairs? As in, just show her what's up there, the kids and the boys. Started smiling last week. It's so lovely.
Oh yeah,
when
tell
they
us all the
start
lovely
giving
things.
back, you know, and you think, oh, you do actually appreciate me. You're just such a lovely kind of break in what has been such a rocky year for so many people. In our family, it's just been such a joy to look forward to. The children are so different this time because no one's grumpy coming home from school tired and frazzled. They're with her all day. They appreciate her all day long. And actually, very few of the kids remember Leo's babyhood, even though it was only 3 years ago. It's quite interesting. So they're just such a lovely little team of helpers. And yeah, the first 3 weeks was a gift. And then after that, you just accept that you can only do so much and you have to just be okay with it. So that's really my coping strategy at the moment because, you know, we haven't got family around. They are offering help, but it's just difficult to accept when they're so far away. So just accepting that I can only do so much and that's okay. That's enough, you know.
Yeah. Different.
Yeah.
You're just not going to be able to do all the different things that you were doing before, but what you have got. So that acceptance of, okay, so there's going to be a few more easygoing dinners or, you know, whatever it might be. And like you said, it's only for a matter of time. Like this this bit of time doesn't last for long. Even like 1 year, 2 years. Soon flies by. And we don't.
around with Audrey, and it's fine that, you know, the washing up hasn't been done straight after the meal, or it's fine that the laundry hasn't been hung for 2 days. It's still in my washer. I didn't hang up yesterday, I still haven't hung up today. So yeah, it's just fine. Who cares? Just stick it on again.
Yeah, and it doesn't feel like that at the time.
No.
But then it's remembering you accepted, no,
It's okay. Yeah.
it is okay.
Yeah.
This is the time. This is the time to look at the gorgeous baby and enjoy it. And just do an easy dinner.
Yeah,
or do
exactly.
something, just think about it.
So we do, in the evenings, we tend to do, and actually I have to confess sometimes it isn't as calm as it should be, but it tends to end up becoming, so you know how like you start a prayer time and you just feel really irritated that you even have to like kind of focus, because you're like, I know there's a million things in my head and I've got to try and get them all done by X amount of time before I literally conk out. But even by minute 3, you know, you actually start thinking, okay, I'm like, my presence is now in the present, rather than just like my head's in the washing up sink, or it's still trying to, you know, read over the work that they did earlier, or whatever it is. Anyway, we do gratitude a lot of, like, in the evening, so the kids will all say their own prayers. And actually my brother Michael said to me not very long ago, what's lovely about family prayer time when we do it, he noticed, because you know how you don't even notice your own things, he noticed that it's really conversational. So the children are learning just to talk to God and be conversational. And that's all come from what we started with tiny ones, was say one thing you're thankful for from the day. So that's how it began. And now it's evolved, and the children are actually structuring their own prayers. And Bella has regular intentions that she prays for. And one of them is her future friends, her past friends, and her present friends. And that is so moving. She just came up with it. So things like that, you hold up and you think, actually, do you know what? There are so many gifts that we have to come that we don't even know about yet. Let's be grateful now for the gift that's coming, because actually it takes us out of the stress of the day, because you're like, thank God for all the things that are coming, you know? Even if you don't feel very peaceful right here and now, you can be grateful for the future calm that you'll feel, or the future friends that you'll have, or whatever. I just really don't get on social media very often. When I kind of get fed up after a while and then just have to be off. But I went on and I had a text saying the channel. And I went online and saw the beautiful blue, love that, the dedication to Our Lady, really nice. And just was really inspired to think that actually maybe, you know, in the UK, the Catholic faith in families isn't represented enough, because I know that there's some amazing things in America and like lots of people who are quite dedicated to the cause. But it's so great to see UK-based faith being really propagated as something such everyone can share, and it's such a gift to other women to have insight into family life that we are desperate to know and sometimes so afraid to ask, you know? So anyway, I just love the whole idea of talking about normal life things, every circumstance that we go through as women, mothers, you know, teachers of our children, their first teachers, and especially their catechists as well, and being able to just find that online and just be with other mums and sharing that. It's so special.
I just feel like this seed was planted, and I was very conscious about it, you know. Hi.
Audrey's crying, so and I tried to rock her, but she just keeps.
There was one funny little thing that happened to me when I was a single mum. And I remember a phrase in an old film that was, what's worse than one smug couple? Lots of smug couples. And it's like, I want to veer from that. So I was sitting at one of these Catholic home ed, you know, meetups. And it was one where all the dads had come to as well. And in this big circle, somebody asked me, so what does your husband do? And everyone's eyes turned to have a look. What does her husband do? I've not actually seen him, I don't think. Oh, I wonder what he does do. Just really sweet and innocent. But I had to say, in front of everybody, I don't have a husband. And at that moment I thought, what's worse than a whole load of smug married couples is a whole load of smug married Catholic couples with loads of children. And so I hear you if you're listening and you think, I'm no way where you are or anything, but we're just, you know, we've come here, we've got everyone's got their own set of challenges. And it's really wonderful. And if we can be humbled a bit, then that's okay at times. Or if something inspires us, or if you're curious, then this is somewhere for everyone. We're not perfect, and it is easy to look onto, you know, families and think they've got it all together.
Absolutely.
But
and not true.
I always thought that.
Yeah.
But everybody else.
But I think I still do now, you know, and I know that it's a self-perpetuating thing of, you know, somebody feels like that, and then so does the next person, so does the next person. We're all the same.
Yeah.
None
you
of
see
us have
everyone's
really got
advent
it
things
together.
going up, and you think,
Oh,
that
boy.
looks so good. You did that with your children? When?
Yeah. Been there every year for the last 10 years.
But you've got yours up this year, your wreath.
Well, no, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't do it on time. The thing is that, you know, we just have to remember that sometimes social media can make that worse, and that we can compare and despair. But actually, you know, we're all exactly the same. We really are all the same. We're all in the same boat together, and also not together. So coming together in community and learning from the brokenness that we all feel and being exposed and open about that is so much more valuable than being glamorous and being perfect and being, you know, what you think other people expect you to be.
And there's a really sweet parable, I think, that might help to sum it up. And I feel this at times. The widow who brings her 2 coins, and she puts in the 2 coins, and she just puts in her everything. And that was so precious. Actually, it's really emotional.
Oh, Maria!
But we've been there and we've struggled, and we just need to give our all.
All the time.
All the time.
Which is where the challenge comes.
It is. And just love the community and love people where they're at. And if they're doing something well, then just cheer them along, you know? And feel okay about that. You know, we see other people and think, oh, I haven't got it together, but just think, oh, good for them. Whatever it is, whatever you've got, whatever bit of energy, life, words, no words, mess, no mess. Just give it to whoever's in front of you, your child, and just tell them you love them. And that's your 2 coins as well, isn't it?
And also to remember that, you know, no matter what the circumstances, you know, you are the best person for your child. Whatever has come before, or whatever situation, you know, you've come from, you know, God has chosen you to be the parent of this very specific child, not just any old child, oh, randomly, oh, look who we got, this one. No, that one for very good reason. You know, and that you are the biggest gift they'll ever be. So be present to them, you know, because that's all you need to do. Just completely love them in all the brokenness and all the madness and all the crazy. Rounded as a person, as an adult, which is where we're all trying to get them to heaven eventually. But if you just love them exactly as, you know, well, as best you possibly can.
It's quite.
So people wonder, are you really willing to live the fullness of the Catholic life? Like every aspect?
Well, I honestly don't think I can speak to that without mentioning my parents, because my parents are converts, so they came to the faith in their early and mid-20s. And quite honestly, their baptism into the faith, as it were, was a real baptism by fire. They took it on to the letter from very hedonistic and secular upbringings. No fault of their own parents even, just they decided to live like that as very young adults and then came to the faith. Long story. Gratitude to my parents has to come first, and also just to realise that their witness, despite their brokenness and despite sometimes their difficult marriage, spoke volumes to me about the way I wanted to live mine, if and when it was going to come. And their openness to life and to embracing the faith throughout the whole day, so being a prayerful family, not just by going to Mass on Sunday, but actually praying throughout the day, it being a faith-based family. It wasn't just like family with faith, it was faith-based family. Having icons and pictures of, you know, our faith all over the house. Every room was blessed with religious artwork, and, you know, just really knowing wherever you looked, wherever you turned, the faith was there. Despite brokenness and all the rest of it, living the faith to the fullness that we can is such a gift. It's a trial and it's a challenge, but it's such a gift. And actually, if you're not going to do it fully, really, do we believe what Jesus is talking to us about in the Gospels? Do we really believe all of it? Not meaning to sound too heavy.
So grateful to my parents for having to be quite militant at times and gentle and just persevering and being patient with me, but sharing the faith and being solid in that, just unquestionable in everything, because that, again, like you, has given me the confidence to go with it all. Not that, you know, I think going to mainstream school, I noticed there were lots of families that were sort of generally Catholic but weren't necessarily there's this sort of theme of you sort of pick and choose maybe. And actually that's something that I definitely tried at that time of my life, and soon after became a single mum, but embracing the wholeness of the faith is, like you say, an incredible gift. You know, each child that comes to our family and how much they're loved and how much they bring. And I see that not only now, and you'd probably be the same with my children, but also now I see it in fruition with my siblings. Someone needs help, and there's, you know, whoever it is that's available in that way. Maybe it's somebody who gets on better with that person, who's really artistic and can help in that way, who's available to move and can go and visit that person, can be with them, can help them, can open their home to people. You know, there's that bigger community as well. I just think I would love to have this for my family, to bring up my children in that way, to have a community. And I suppose it's like Pope John Paul II said about how important the family unit is. And then that family unit is just a little glimpse of what we want the community to be like, and growing our children and loving them so much that they learn and just generously give love to others, and to know that we're going to give such good to the world in that way, with not being too much attached to material things, but being attached to people and relationships, and ultimately helping each other get to heaven, you know. And with all the joys, like you say, the challenges are just going to part of that helping process to get us up to heaven.
Rafi, honey, too loud, my darling. Really hear what you're saying about the family. You know, the more blessings of people that you have in the family, the more you talking about helping each other, and then the right person being there for them at that time. I can definitely see that in my family all the time, within my siblings, and how
go on.
No, and just how we support and love each other in different ways, and that thanks be to God for all of us. Thanks be to God for every single one of us for being this person at this time, and that help at that time, and all the rest of the things.
Somebody that's just emotionally stronger or whatever it might be. So the temptation of maybe picking and choosing different parts of the faith which you know, we want to follow, like for obvious reasons. Like, you know, people have spoken to me about my concern for carbon footprints, for going on holiday, for which car we're going to buy, all those things. You know, we have to live in the world, but we're not of the world, are we? So we do have to function and things, and I get that. But if this is what God wants, then that trust comes of just, well, He will provide, and does He?
Every time.
And I love when you say His timing is perfect. That comes to me such a lot, because you think and you're praying, and you know there might be something in life that's going on that's difficult. But when it all comes through, either it's the joys or the challenges, God's timing is perfect.
I really do believe in God's timing being perfect, and you often just see the fruits of that after the time, through all the suffering. But yeah, I think being open to life is a huge challenge, especially in this modern age where we are deeply concerned about our environment and population and all these different things that seem to come to mind all the time. And I don't have any massively wise things to say about, you know, how to control those things, because I'm really not into, I haven't done enough reading. But what I would say about that is that God has a plan for every single child that is born, and He knew about those children long before they were created. And I just find that such a special thing to hold on to, that the children that we have are chosen for us very, very particularly by God and given to us as a blessing. They have, you know, there is a reason we're here at this time, to give glory to God's name in our lifetime and to propel our beliefs and our faith into the world so that we can have impact in a positive way. And one of the most beautiful ways of doing that is being a witness to the faith through being open to life and showing that it's possible. It's possible to create a whole community, or you know, and to be open to the gift that God has given to all of us through marriage, please God, by being open to more and more beautiful children. Thanks be to God. And it's not easy, and that's not the point. If you're not a Catholic, then I get it. It's, you know, you don't have that sort of same understanding about why procreation and being part of God's plan in that way is important, because, you know, let's face it, if you're not believing, then it doesn't make any sense. But as Catholic women, as Catholic families, to be open to let the children come to me is my favourite bit of, about with children. I just think it's so beautiful that adults were trying to keep them away, and actually Jesus was saying, no, I want them near me. I want them to be able to be, you know, if you can't be like a child, what's it going to be like? How are you going to get to heaven?
Thanks so much for having us.
It's so great to see you. Thank you so much for coming.
You're such an inspiration to me, and it's really an honour.
Likewise, Maria.
No, Marnie. It is an honour to share you with and try and that's the idea of this endeavour, is to get gorgeous women like you who are just really real and really inspiring because of working hard, because of trying, and because of going through all the challenges and staying close to prayer and all the things. I think that would be really encouraging for other people.
Nobis post hoc exilium ostende. O clemens, o pia, o dulcis Virgo Maria.
That's very lovely,
I can't breathe properly. Poor Mary, not a very good honouring today.